families, I'm Emily, and I've been asked to do some crafts for Ramadan with you. Our first craft is going to require just a few things. We're going to need a piece of white paper. You're going to need some colored paper, or if you don't have colored paper, several sheets of white paper that you can color with crayons, glue, scissors, a pencil, and crayons. So we're going to start out by you're taking your white paper, and if you are fluent in Arabic, you can write or print out on your paper. When the world stayed apart, my place was with God and my family. And then write your name or your family name and the date. Okay? And then it can be in whatever language you prefer. Then we are going to trace the hand of each family member in your family. So I've already pre-traced my husband, which is the biggest hand in our family, and my son Connor, and my son Aiden. And now I'm going to do my hand. And then we're going to cut it out. Can you see? There's my hand on the paper. Now, if you don't have colored paper, you can do exactly the same thing on white paper. Trace it out on white paper, and then start to color it in whatever color you'd like. And then cut that hand right out. Now, if it works best if you have, 4 or 5 family members. If you have a larger family that has 8, you might want to split your family up into 2. It makes it a little tough to do the second part if you have a lot of family members. But it just makes it a little bit simpler. If you have, I'd say under 6, anything over 6, you might want to split your family up on 2 separate sheets of paper for the next part, which I'll explain later. So you cut your hand out, and once everything is cut out, then you can kind of erase any dark lines that you can still see. Your eraser. Then on your smallest hand, okay, your hand. Then on your smallest hand, you just simply want to fold it almost in half, but just press the center part. You don't have to, okay, so we're just gonna fold it kind of like that. Okay, so you can see that. Here's it open, here's it closed, you can see on the side. And then to make the heart symmetrical, we're gonna cut a fairly large heart. Try not to cut into the finger area. You want it, when it opens up, you want it to be in the center of your hand. Like your heart is in your hand. So opened up, that's what it looks like. So again, if it's folded on the side, here's the heart that we cut out. You remove your heart, and that's what's left, okay? So that's your smallest hand. That's the hand that's gonna be in the front, okay? So now, if you were to place all your hands together, and again, Connor and I have almost the same size hands, so if you just place them kind of offset, you'll be able to see the hands, but you still want to be able to see the hands sticking through. And then my husband's hand, which is the biggest. So that's how, when they go on the paper, that's how it's going to look. So you take the next size hand, simply like this, and you're going to draw that heart, just kind of trace that heart on the inside of that edge, okay? The inside edge of your heart. So that looks like this. Okay, can you see? And then you're going to connect this part of the heart to the other pointy part of the heart with a simple line, just kind of like that, okay? And that's the line you're going to fold on for the next cut. Now you want, in order to see all the hearts as they come out, you want to see a little bit of the color from each hand coming through. So you're going to draw this heart just a little bit smaller than the other heart so you can see through it, okay? So you can see here's my first line on the outside, and there's the new line. And then I'm going to cut that. That's my heart. So when you cut it, I'm going to erase that first heart that I did. And you put this one over the top, you can see a little bit of the green heart shows through, just a tiny bit, okay? So, then you're going to take the next size hand, do the same thing, you're going to place it over slightly. You can even leave this one over the top so you can make sure that your hands are lined up well. Okay. And then you're going to take that second size hand and do the same exact thing with the next size. So you're going to draw your heart, connect the pointy part that comes down to the other part right there, just like that. And then you're going to fold on that line. And you're going to draw another heart inside it, just a little bit smaller than the heart before. And then cut that heart out. Now, if this is too complicated for your littlest members of your family, you don't have to do the heart part. You can just leave the hands and glue all the hands together, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. And then we're going to erase that first heart we drew. And as you can see, they all start to line up so that you see each color through the heart, and you see each finger as well. So finally, we're going to take our last hand, our biggest hand. May not be the last one for you though if you have a big family, and we're going to place it so that we're going to use that last blue hand to draw the heart, and we're going to do exactly the same thing again. Once we have our heart, we're going to connect the 2 points, just like we did the last couple times. Draw your heart, connect the points, fold on that center piece right there. And then we're going to draw a heart that's just a little bit smaller than the heart before. And then cut that heart out. Okay, so now comes the gluing part. So if you can see all of our hands, I dropped my hand. So if you line up all of our hands, you can see all the hearts all the way through, just like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our piece of paper, a white piece of paper with our either handwritten or printed, whichever you prefer, if you like things nice and neat, or if you're not as exceptional at writing things with your hand. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to glue down the largest hand. So the largest hand goes first. We're going to go backwards. Just how we cut out, we're going to go exactly backwards. So you don't want to put on too much glue, but you want to make sure you get it onto each finger. And then you also want to make sure that you get it around the heart. Okay? So there's our first hand. See how the little white heart shines through? Now we're going to take our next largest hand and do exactly the same thing. We're going to put glue all around the edges of each finger, and then around the heart, just like this. and then you're going to place the hand so that your heart fits directly over the other heart, and then press down for a second. So it looks just like that. You can see the purple shining through. We'll take our next largest hand, same thing. And again, if you were coloring with crayons, it helps to use different colors. You can even use like flowers on one, different people's interests on different things, different hands. And again, you can see each time it's showing through. That heart is still in the center. Now take this final hand, same exact thing on each finger and around the heart. Press it down really good. Then if you see any lines on your hearts, you can erase them now. Okay, and there we have it. There is our craft for Ramadan, our first craft. So we may not all be together, but we are united in our service of God. There you are. Have a great day.